current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it. This is Insane, an urban opinionated news podcast that will cover various topics, including politics, business, relationships, love, spirituality, current Black news and pop culture events that may not receive sufficient exposure in mainstream media. We hope you like the new look. Although this is real news, I will put my own vibe to it, so I encourage everyone to do more research. Now let's get to it.
What up, doe? All right, guys. It has been a minute since I have been on here. Heck of a minute, I shall say. Thank you so much for joining this impromptu. This is insane. It is definitely impromptu, okay? I just pretty much have been watching a lot of different things when it came to Katt Williams. I watched the entire show the day that it came out. I also watched Nightcap with him and Ocho on there. And I watched a couple of clips from other people. And I just kept saying to myself, you know what? I am not going to respond. I mean, kind of put my 2 cents in. I'll just kind of watch from the background and see what's going on. But this is my type of conversation. So I could not for the life of me hold it any further, any longer. So I do want to say that if there's a slow connection or anything like that, please forgive me because I am having some technical issues. That's one of the reasons I was a little worried about jumping on, but we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So thank you for whoever came in. I appreciate it. I can't see at this present time who is watching, but I do appreciate you guys. So the first thing that I want to discuss is that I'm not going to talk about the salacious stories. I'm not going to talk about, like his situation with the other comedians and all of that, that is not actually what my interest is. My interest in what really got me was his conversations about his some of the things that he do, some of the things that he's done for different people, and also the way that his mind is when it came to the world events, pop culture events that was outside of what he was discussing, as far as like, I'm not going to say his beef with the comedians, but his interaction with them. I'm not really discussing any of that to that level. What I want to share with you guys, and what this is insane is about, is looking at some of the hard topics, or looking at some of the things that people kind of dance around, even if you give some, like Katt Williams had a Shannon Sharp gave Katt Williams a platform, and he allowed him to say what was on his mind. He allowed him to speak freely from his heart. And that's one of the things that a lot of interviewers or podcasters don't do. They don't really give you the opportunity to speak from your heart the way that he did. And that's what a lot of people like. And because he was free to be able to speak on any issues, any topics, anything, and have a little sip while he at it, you already know what time it was, okay? You knew what we was getting, right? And this is Katt. Katt has always been a controversial person. I don't like the fact that that narrative was pushed about him being on drugs. And I do feel like a lot of people was saying that just because they heard someone that is a big figure that pushed that narrative on him, because they were angry with him and everybody ran with it. But Katt never said that he was someone that was on drugs or did drugs. And a lot of people also looked at him because of the fact that he is different. He dressed different. He talks different, and he talks very articulate. He's just an overall different person. And now, knowing his background and his religious background, as well as him being someone who was thirsty for knowledge at such a young age, I can see why he maneuvered the way that he did. And I just want to kind of like talk about some of the things where you can actually see his character, and a lot of people, they still like push past that because everybody's talking about the comedians and this and that and what he said about Kim Kardashian and all of that, because those are salacious stories that people want to run with. So I got some clips, and I want y'all, especially my people that struggle with insomnia like me, let's get it cracking. Shout out to all my people that's watching on YouTube. I totally appreciate you guys. Everybody that's watching on my Facebook page, thank you so much. So let's go with some of the shorter clips first. Let's see what we got.
Extremely emotional the other day.
Yes.
And saying that they're vastly underpaid. It's the math is not mathing. They get X amount of dollars by the time Uncle Sam get his cut, by the time the agency get their cut, and what you see they were supposed to get is a fraction of that. Where do you come down on that, Katt?
It was the saddest thing ever, because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane, that to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're going to give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all. And they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they paying the new girl. And I've been suffering under it for a decade now and just taking it. I just been getting whooped. But I just got to come say, this is wrong. We should be ashamed. But this is a country where we don't pay the teachers, and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. If you do that, we're going to end up with a generation that can't read. Guess what? Generation Z and A can't read. Why? Because who was giving them a book? We got an iPad or a phone, and now the letters don't mean there's no cursive writing.
Right.
Sorry about that. So yeah, this is what period of time it's in. It's the period where the victims get to say, they've been hurting me for a long time. And I just ain't said nothing because I was trying to be strong and I didn't want to shame anybody. When our people call out for help, we got to understand. You know what I mean? Like we put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates.
Okay, that's a bar right there. Let's discuss that. He just broke down so many different things, and I can say that I have been behind the scenes in the music industry. I have been an artist for a long period of time. I have worked closely with some people that are now successful. I was not able to get to a certain level of success, and one of the reasons is because I always kept my integrity in the rooms. I always spoke my mind. I always did me. And so with that being said, I totally understand what Katt Williams mean, and how he feels. And also I can just understand his mind frame. And people like Katt that speaks up, especially in this type of business, it's not easy because this business is not meant for people who do their own thing and go in their own direction. There's always a puppet master. There's always a gatekeeper. And this is what he's talking about. People keep continuously saying that there's no gatekeepers, but you can see it by the level of power and control that somebody may once have, and then tomorrow it can be gone with the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Reputations, different things like that can be tarnished immediately, especially if you have some type of some type of different things inside your folder that can come out. I should say that. But one of the things when he was discussing Taraji, I like how he broke that down about women coming in the industry not even doing as half of the work as Taraji did, because Taraji, regardless of what people say, because I have seen a lot of our own people damaging her reputation and dissing her in the blogs and just in the group chats because of the fact that they feel she only did B movies, she only did C movies, she wasn't good. This lady did Benjamin Button. This lady did directed some films. This lady did a lot of different other films that also got awards for them. And there's people that didn't do Academy Award winning movies or different things like that, and they still were able to surpass her. And one is because of the demographic, and you can't deny that. I just feel like we always got to put our foot on our own people's neck instead of helping them and lifting them and supporting their whatever they're doing. Because Taraji is a good actress. Was she the first person that may have said anything about what was happening in Hollywood? Maybe not. But she was heard, and there was some type of controversy behind it. So that you know, what he said about that was true. There are women that's coming on board now, younger women, that is getting the same exact amount as she is receiving, and she's been in the game even longer. Could her agents and different people like that that she have with her be a problem? Yes, but you just heard she fired all of them. So now she's starting from scratch, and shout out to 50 Cent for showing her some love and picking her up. But also another thing that I like that Katt did was he pretty much put in social issues as an example as well when he talked about school teachers. School teachers should have always been one of the ones to be able to receive some type of compensation, major compensation for all of the different things that they have to put up with and do. Especially now, you see like it's so much disrespect with these young teenagers and going to school, and then the mothers and fathers want the teachers to be the parents outside of their household. It's like crazy, and they still do not get compensated enough, you know. So I do like what he said about the teachers as well. But you know, my thing is, what I love is that Katt is coming from a place where he has a platform and he is discussing all the things that has been in his heart. And actually, this was one of his best interviews because of the fact that he didn't have to have a cue card. He didn't have to have a producer telling him what he could and could not say. They gave him the actual floor to say whatever was on his mind. Thank you, cuz, for watching. Shout out to Andre McQueen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. They gated Taraji, as well as how they also did Monique. And you see 50 just be picking them up. He be showing them some love too. So shout out to 50 for that. Okay. So I appreciate you for watching. So let's see. Let's check something else out.
You had 20, it cost you 22,000. You had 25 to your name.
Yep.
Why did you decide to do that? You believe that much in Katt?
I believe that much in business. In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
Okay.
That's all. How can I be looking for you to put me on if I wouldn't? And if I can't show you what you missed out on, why would you believe me? Now, the fact that I was able to do it 12 times, that's the real thing. The part that I'm able to do it all across the country. The fact that every time I do a tour or a special, you think, well, that's sponsored by somebody. Somebody did a good job. No, just the guy they're kicking around, just the one that might mentally not be all there. He's the one picking the outfits, writing this guy's material, booking the shows, making sure he gets there. He's the one hiring the other comedians. But hey, I knew that that's the end goal. So if that's the end goal and I'm there when I start, why would I deviate from that?
Right.
Remember, my goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole and never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the drug story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that. That's what they don't like.
Okay, I stopped it here because let's discuss that part that he said Now, we already know that there's gatekeepers in Hollywood, there's gatekeepers in the music industry, there's pretty much gatekeepers, period. Okay. Now, one of the things that I like, and this is where his character comes into play of what and how you really can like judge a person if you're going to judge them. Listen to them, listen to their heart. And if any receipts come back that is null and void, then you already know that okay, they were shady. He has not had any receipts coming back about any of the things that he said that he's done for the community or different things like that. One of the things that he discussed was in this clip that he had the opportunity to take a $200 million deal, but decided not to take that deal because he would have to compromise so much of himself. Okay. So much of himself, no pun intended, but he would have to compromise a lot of integrity in order for him to get to the level of, that $200 million level. So he decided the little money, the 25 grand that he had from whatever he was doing to get it far as like his little stand-up comedy corners and different things like that, he saved that. And then he put other comedians on and created his own tour. Okay. So one of the reasons why everybody is hating on him is because he already knew once he started seeing how the industry was ran, that it was more of him being a puppet on a string, and he wasn't going to allow that. Now, keep in mind, if you watch the actual podcast, he told you when he was 13 years old, he left and ran away from home with a Rottweiler and hitchhiked on a truck. So now you know that this person has always been free. This person has always did their own thing and danced and walked to the beat of their own drum. So when he came into the Hollywood scene, the comedian, like scene or whatever, he already had that reputation and that personality. So of course they're going to try to stop the bag. You know what I'm saying? And, everybody always looking at the outside of the person. So when you see Katt, he looks weird. He doesn't like dress, like he's not like to the nines trying to impress. He wears what he likes. His hair is long like Prince. He got sideburns. So he's just doing him. He's free. He doesn't care what other people think of him. So he's been able to grasp all this information and make his own decision as to if he was going to compromise to get this large bag, or was he going to take what he got and still remain free. And that's what he did. Okay, let's watch the rest. But before we do, what's going on? Hey, okay. So we're going to have to talk. I'm looking forward to meeting you. All right, so let's get this cracking.
I did not know. You're telling me and showing me a side of the business that I didn't know. That you guys are, the competition, the competitiveness.
That's all business. I don't care if they're selling Coke. You wouldn't believe the things that Coca-Cola says about Pepsi. You wouldn't believe the water conversations between Dasani and Liquid Death. Like in all business, in all sport, competition is a driving force. And I don't require anybody to be better. Who am I? I just require if you're a loser and you've taken shortcuts at every chance, and you've made sure that you didn't put anybody on that really had a work ethic and was a God-fearing person, and you helped that. If that was never you, then don't act like that's you. Don't get out here now that you don't do stand-up and start acting like, oh, you're not sure why you don't do stand-up no more. I heard you got run off. You better be careful. The nigga that run you off gonna show up and he gonna tell everybody. Man, what you gonna be able to say? Nothing. Why you think I speak with such clarity? I'm actually involved in each one of these stories I told you about. Right. Right.
The one comedian that we've been sitting here doing this interview that you hold in very high regard is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from 50 million. You said it was more. Tell the story.
That's right.
I'm gonna let you tell it.
No, you're
No,
the best.
I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You proving it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it. You proving it. Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't. People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him 50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down 50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need another one? You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Katt, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got twice.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here. We're going to cut this one off. But this is what I wanted to say. So this pretty much this clip was all about integrity. And he was discussing the fact that Martin didn't have to get in a dress anymore, but he did. Like, if you look at a lot of the different men, because it has been a lot of them who have been put in a dress, there has been some underlying issues that has happened in their careers. One is when Martin had to go on that hiatus because of everything that went down, and they when he lost his wife and they said he was on drugs because he was streaking down the street, that situation. Then now this Jamie Foxx scandal, that situation. Pretty much everybody that has put on a dress, they say have been cursed. So the gentleman that he just stated at the very end, Brandon, I think his name is Brandon Jackson or something like that. He was the one that was in Big Mama's house with the dress on, but his career never was able to take off after that dress. And he also had a conversation about him not being able to land any more roles after that. And he felt like he should have listened to Katt Williams. So Katt Williams actually approached him about that a long time ago. About the dress situation. So that was that story. And that story to me is more so about integrity. You know, like that clip, I should say. So we'll go to the next clip.
Do you help them get out of financial situation?
I don't think we ever, as a nation, can remember a time that the Migos were financially unsuccessful. So for the record, I would assume that they've never needed Katt Williams' financial assistance for anything. I'm sure that between QC, the label, and other things, they were taken care of. On the other hand, if I was given the opportunity to help them, would I? Of course I would. That's what I do. I'm a pro-black non-racist. Like, I really, really love black people, but I don't love them more than other people. I love everybody. I'm a black guy, and I try to stick with that. But yeah, I'm not one of those pillow talkers either. Like when I do something good, I'm really not doing it for the gram. It's not for any of that. I'm just doing it because it's good to do.
I appreciate that. I don't know if this is true, but I did read that comedians on your show say that women sometimes would bring them money and not say where it came from.
Okay, I want y'all to take a listen to what he's about to say. This is an unpopular jewel of 2024 from Katt Williams. Now, you heard Shannon Shay ask him or say to him that there are some comedians that told Shay that these women would come and bring these comedians money and would not tell them where they got the money from. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show this clip. And shout out to Avon Barksdale, John O. Snow. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. But listen to the answer. Listen to the response. Okay.
Say that again.
Comedians would say women would bring them money and not say where it came from.
Right. So I'm not a feminist like a feminist would be, but I do believe that that in my camp, like if I had 35 people in my camp, right? I believe that other than 4 jobs, I believe that a woman is better at any of them jobs than any man could be.
Okay.
So 10 of these jobs, no man can work because I'd rather a female be there. If I gotta smell anybody's breath, I want it to be hers. I don't want none of you crusty. So what I'm saying is, if in a staffing issue, I'm gonna have 75% women just because I prefer them.
Right.
I don't prefer to hear 2 guys talking in the corner. I prefer to hear 2 ladies talking in the corner. I don't care what they're talking about. I just prefer that. So a lot of times I will utilize ladies to convey a message. If a comedian is doing a great job somewhere in the country, he just did a masterful set and nobody's gonna pay him. They just clapping. And I know he's broke as shit back there. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody just showed up and gave him a little blessing? And he didn't have to suck me off for it. And thanks, Katt. And boy, I really needed it. Why would you do that? If you was actually just trying to help people, you would. People know that's how I pay my tithes. If I got paid $100,000 to be at your city, I'm gonna take 10,000 of that and put it in your homeless area.
Okay, let's stop it here. Now, this is what I'm talking about, character. If y'all listen to what this man said, first, the number one thing he said was, when he do good deeds, it don't have to be on the ground. He does not show off all of the community things that he do, okay? People already just know what he do, and that's all that matters to him is the people that he bless, okay? So then, the second thing was about him blessing comedians. So upcoming comedians that may not be really, really great or may not have a large following, he blessed these women to go bless those men. So they make sure that they're in a seat and they're inspiring these comedians by clapping for them, by supporting them with, going to see their shows so that they can get the money from the door, or however they get the money, or just get paid. So not only is he physically blessing these people by hiring all these women to go into these comedy clubs and show some love to these underrated comedians, but he's also inspiring them in their heart to keep pressing on and to keep moving and to keep, doing what they're doing so that they can get better and they can be confident in what they're doing. And not a lot of people understand that, or not a lot of people even understand the level and capacity and mind frame and heart that this man has. Keep in mind, once again, that he comes from a religious background, and he was reading the Bible at a very young age in front of thousands of people. But not only that, something in his spirit was very rebellious to that structure, and he wanted to get off and branch off on his own, but he kept his spirituality in some sense. He kept a relationship, so please just continue to just listen to what this man is saying, because he is dropping, when I say he's dropping major jewels right now, he is dropping major jewels.
Not because I got to, because you gave me 100 racks to come to your little ring.
Oh, and this part I definitely wanted to speak on. So what he do is if a promoter asks him to come to Flint and they give him $100,000, if he say, I need $100,000 from you to come and to perform, he'll give back 10 to 20,000 by going to support whatever organizations or homeless shelters or whatever it may be, because he's been homeless, to that city. So that is his way of paying tithes. Did you understand that? How many comedians or even singers or actors or whoever that comes in the cities, how many people actually do that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I'll make sure that I get to y'all comments. Keep them coming too. Thank you so much.
Dink town. Who would I be to not pay my tithes back to your town? That's how I got in this position. Wow.
You adopted 7 kids. Why? That's a lot of kids for a man that's as busy as you are, travels as much as you do, on the road as much as you are, spend a lot of time, because you have to spend a lot. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, maybe it comes so natural to you to put pen to paper and to write things down and be able to go out there and perform a set. But that's a lot of responsibility, Katt.
Right. But if there was a God, what would he think about you if you did that? I'm saying, let's say, for example, that God is real.
Yes.
Okay. And let's say he be looking at what you do.
Yes.
What would he say if you did that?
He said, that Katt, that's a very kind gesture. That's very generous of you.
My whole life, since I was telling you when I was young and they was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be, God's friend. That's a weird thing if you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, I didn't even say nothing. But if you believe in God and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend, if I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
I mean, 7, 8 kids, single. You gonna get married?
You remember the conversation where it was me?
Yes.
And I didn't know what was gonna happen to my 2 little brothers, and they was just gonna be out there?
Yes.
So when it gone full circle, and I'm one of the richest men that ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth. I had that on me. I don't even.
He said last time he saw his net worth, he had it on him. I'm using that line. But I had to stop it here just because I, one of the things is just what I was talking about when he said he always wanted to be God's friend. So even when he left home, he still had that in mind. So when a person holds on to their spirituality at all costs and their integrity, like they're going to be blessed, even through the trenches. You could be on, you probably would need a quarter and you need it really bad, and you look on the ground and it's there. And at first, when you look on the ground, you didn't see anything. That is the type of blessings that I'm talking about that this man is getting. And he already showed his humility by saying, please, when I say I'm the richest man alive, don't look at my net worth, because I'm holding that in my pocket. What he's saying is that through it all, from 13 years old till now, he has been able to see his life change for the better in so many different ways. And on top of that, he adopted 7 kids. 7 kids that is not his own, that did not come from him. 7 kids. He has 7 kids, no wife, that he adopted and he takes care of. And these people are trying to shut him down. They trying to shut him down. That is crazy, right? Okay.
I swear to God. What I'm saying is, like, I'm saying my net worth is less than my last Netflix deal. You understand what I'm telling you?
Make it make sense.
But I'm fine. Jesus was poor. Jesus ain't had nothing. So why don't we be mad you say I don't have nothing?
They had the amenities they had back then, okay?
Say it again.
We got different amenities now.
Not more than gold. Gold was the amenity of that time. We still got gold. Gold still running.
They have no Rolls Royce. They got you could buy a ass. That's what they call it. They buy a bill with that. They were cheap.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna hang this one up at. This clip right here, honestly, I wanted you guys to see the humility, the character in him that was overpassed because of the salaciousness of talking about the comedians. These are all unpopular clips that you hardly see all the other podcasters and different people discuss, because everybody is on the salacious part of the stories. And these actually got overlooked. And that's why I wanted to shed some light on these, because this is where you see the person's true character. If you actually really paying attention. All right. So let me give y'all another clip.
You're the sole sponsor of Melba Moore getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You did all that on your own. Why? What, do you have a personal relationship with Melba?
No. I understood that she was a Black woman in a time where it mattered what you look like, and they had a certain thing that they needed you to look like and act like in order to be successful.
Right.
And she just never did that. She wasn't tall enough. She wasn't fine. They didn't like her looks. They didn't like that her hair was natural. They talked crazy about her, and yet she still made all of these achievements. And I'm like, understand, I'm already in the Comedy Hall of Fame. I'm already going to heaven no matter what happens. If it ends in a second, I'm up there. So it gives me the leeway to do some things that are simply because it's the right thing to do. So the truth of the matter is, they wanted to give me a star, but please don't consider me and this person been sitting on this list this whole time. And just because they ain't got enough money, they can't get their just due. That's crazy. When do you start? That's hurtful. What if somebody can't afford their flowers? You mean they don't get them? No, God don't operate like that. He would send a dummy like me to come and take care of that. Just so that the right thing happens. That's how the universe works. But because remember,
Okay. Boy, if these ain't some jewels, first story, I got to share a story time with you guys because I actually not worked as an artist, but I worked for Melba Moore. Um, when I lived in Atlanta, I worked under a company who was doing artist development for Melba Moore. She was booked to come to Atlanta to do a show. So I was the one that had to be in a limo with her to make sure everything was straight with her. And she was, she was very nice, but very reserved. I do have like pictures with her and, so I did share that moment, but she has a very rough story, especially in especially in the music industry. So all of the things that he was saying about her being overlooked as an artist, being one of the groundbreaking women, and plus, honestly, a lot of people, queer people, love Melba Moore, just so you know. But that's exactly true. So he also just exposed the fact that people buy their stars. He bought and sponsored Melba Moore's star because they were trying to give him a star, but he decided to sponsor and pay for her star because she didn't have a star and she deserved one before he could even get one. How many people, man, if y'all don't understand, and keep in mind, he is not the richest man. We already know that his net worth is not as high as Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, or any of them. He hasn't been able to get that major push in Hollywood and the different things like that, where he could actually have like a large net worth. But like he said, he's straight with where he's at. And he's still going to help people that's in need with whatever he has. Okay.
What am I spending my money on? I'm not spending my money on strippers. I ain't spending them on drugs.
Why not?
Like
stripper
what?
part.
Because if I go in a strip club, I'm only trying to get her out of there.
Yeah.
I have no intention of her or any other people being in this position. If I see a girl I like at the strip club, I'm telling her, you don't have to strip no more after this. This could be your last day. How about that?
Ooh.
What would it be like just to leave it all? You ain't gotta be a hoe no more.
I don't even want you to go get your purse. Just leave it. We get new ID. We get new ID and credit card and social security card.
We don't need none of that.
None of that.
None of that.
This
life don't look good on you.
Yeah, shit.
You don't even look like a drug addict.
Got me thinking, Cat.
Right.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh at this. If this ain't gang, boy, now this is where he capping at. But okay, we'll continue.
You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Boy, you done got me canceled how many times in this program? Where's the camera? I didn't write nothing I said tonight. It's all been on these cue cards, and I'm just gonna keep reading them. Ask your next question.
You adopted 7 kids. Why? That's a lot of kids for a man that's as busy as you are, travels as much as you do, on the road as much as you are, spend a lot of time, because you have to spend a lot. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, maybe it comes so natural to you to put pen to paper and to write things down and be able to go out there and perform a set. But that's a lot of responsibility, Katt.
Right. Right. But if there was a God, what would he think about you if you did that? I'm saying let's say, for example,
Okay.
that God is real.
Yes.
Okay. And let's say he be looking at what you do.
Yes.
What would he say if you did that?
He said, that Katt, that's a very kind gesture.
Okay, so this clip is simultaneously with the other clip that I showed. So we already seen the gist of this. Two more clips, guys.
This far in Hollywood and still have a my goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole and never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
What do you think about this cancel culture? You see the situation with Jonathan Majors. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if maybe he can bounce back in a couple of years, but man, he was hot. He was hot. He was cooking. I mean, you see him in Creed, he's in the Marvel movies, and then just like that.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Katt Williams said time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right? Part of giving you the world. First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro. Mm-hmm. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you
Okay, so let me clear some things up because a lot of people that was watching this said that he was dissing Jonathan Majors' features and different things like that and calling him ugly. Now, if you really got your third eye open and you really been listening to Katt and you see that he is a very deep person in how he converses, you would understand that he's trying to tell you, when was it okay for our features, especially a black man's features who they used to be scared of, to now be accepted and considered attractive? Keep in mind, he's discussing our features have always been features that have brought us down when it comes to big nose, big lips, the type of feature that Jonathan Majors have that is like the normal status of a black man, a normal look, okay? Because it was always a Hollywood feature look, and then it was a regular black man, black folk, like what he said about Jonathan Majors looking like his daddy. So he was trying to get people to understand that when was this acceptable? It was acceptable with Jonathan because of the fact that Jonathan started climbing and rising higher into the ranks of Hollywood. And because he started rising and climbing higher into the ranks of Hollywood, there was a level of attraction coming from different demographics pertaining to, honestly, more, Caucasian women attracted to him. So that's what he's trying to say. He wasn't necessarily saying that Jonathan Majors, but honestly, everything that he has been saying has been about Hollywood, and it's been about trying to give us jewels that's happening inside Hollywood, and also not sugarcoating it, but giving it to you in a code as well. Okay, so pay attention to the rest.
I like my daddy. You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here, ugly boy. Yeah, they love fooling the people.
You heard him say, yeah, they love fooling the people. So we have one more clip to show, but let's have a conversation real quick about what just happened with that, because that was a big story right there. One is everybody is free to love who they love, like who they like, want what they want. But in so many cases, we have seen these type of situations unfold within our eyes of interracial relationships not working out, where the woman go crazy or the man go crazy or whatever it may be. These relationships that come out of Hollywood, where you have to remember that there are gatekeepers, that there are white women who have hidden agendas, or women of color or whoever. They have hidden agendas. And once that agenda happens, where they're like able to get what they, or kind of figure out how to get it, they will bring you down. And that's what Katt is saying. And he's saying that he's been able to tiptoe around all of that because of his integrity and because of his discipline. And fellas, that's one of the things that I would love for you guys to get out of this. For any man that's listening, discipline is so important, and it really shows your character, and it shows a certain attractiveness when you can discipline yourself to focus on the game plan, stay the course, and not get sucked into everything that's around you because you can, because you have money. One of the most attractive things is a millionaire, a person with so much money, but they still walk, talk, and still handle themselves like they don't have it. And when I say they don't have it, they're not just out blowing it because they can. They're not just out tricking it because they can. They're actually doing things productive and blessing others the same way that Katt is doing. And you don't need to have a camera with you when you blessing others. People already know. That's why you haven't had a lot of people that have slammed Katt's integrity during these last couple of days. These last 3 days, you hardly have had people come forth to talk about Katt's integrity. Okay. That's something to take a look at. All right. And thank you so much for listening and watching. This is insane. I know we have been gone for a minute. We will be back in February, but this I just had to do. We'll be back with our regular shows and the Protect Black Women shows as well. But this was very important to me because he was just dropping way too many jewels, not for me to speak on it. And I was not seeing the proper people. I was not seeing like certain podcasters or people that I wanted to see actually discussing the actual parts that I was interested in. So I said, well, I'm gonna have to do this on my own. And then, my tribe will listen and they'll like it, they'll understand it, and we'll build from there. So if you're still out there, leave in the comments, how you feel so far overall about, the entire podcast, if you watched it, or just give me your thoughts on This Is Insane and what we're discussing tonight. All right, here's the last clip.
That ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth. I had that on me. I don't need I swear to God.
And keep in mind, some of these clips might sound the same until you get to a certain question.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm saying my net worth is less than my last Netflix deal. You understand what I'm telling you?
Make it make sense.
But I'm fine. Jesus was poor. Jesus ain't had nothing. So why don't we be mad you say I don't have nothing?
They had the amenities they had back then, okay?
Say it again?
We got different amenities now.
Not more than gold. Gold was the amenity of that time. We still got gold. Gold still running.
They have the Rolls Royce. They got you can buy a ass. That's what they call it in the biblical time. They were cheap.
I'm saying if you really want to say, I'm saying a Cullinan is cheap. So back in the day, I would give my girl a donkey. Today we get her a Cullinan. But I'm saying whoever, whatever it is, I'm saying we. I'm saying because what we gonna do? I done already told you I'm one of the richest people that ever lived.
Yes.
Only in the fact that when I wake up in the morning, no matter where I am, I don't need nothing. Whatever I need is right around me, and whatever I don't have, it's only just because I don't have it. It's not because I can't get it. All I got to do is want it, and it belongs to me. So because of that, because I'm favored by God, like when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have, because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how.
Okay, so that little jewel right there, if y'all paying attention, keep in mind, we talking about character. We talked about discipline, having discipline. And before I continue, shout out to my guy, one of my favorite guys, Maurice. I hope everything is good. Yes, Flintstone for life. I love you, babe. One of the things that he just discussed, it's not about money. It's about you being comfortable in what you have at that moment, what God has blessed you with. And we already know his story because we already discussed his story early on. So can you imagine the discipline that he has to say, I'm not looking at nobody's wife. I'm not looking at this, because I know that honestly, if I want something, I can have it. And what he mean by that is because he knows that he has faith enough to be able to ask for the things he wants, because he has built a relationship with God. He believes in God and he has a relationship. Okay, that's one. So he's basing it off faith, but he's also basing it off of his ambition and drive. Because if he won't, he already know he'll go get her and he'll go on and get it. But at the end of the day, he's in a level of comfort of being okay with where he's at, because the number one thing is that he does not want to compromise his integrity. Let me give you also a story time about Katt. So there was somebody that was talking about how he got booed in Cincinnati. Okay. I think that's where he's from. They said that he got booed. They were dissing him because he got booed at a comedy show. So there was a person that was at that comedy show that actually seen that show happen and said that Katt did get booed. Now, let me tell you why he got booed. Katt Williams got booed that night at the comedy show in Cincinnati because this man brought his son to the comedy show, and the young man was 15 years old. So Katt changed his whole set to make it kid friendly because he did not want to talk about raunchy things in front of this young man. Okay. But the 15-year-old boy wanted to go to the comedy show with his dad. So that was one of the things he wanted for his birthday. And that's why he was there. And Katt changed his whole set to make it more kid friendly instead of raunchy. So a lot of people booed him because they didn't understand what he was doing and they walked out. So this is the type of man that we are listening to. Okay, somebody that is really 100, really has a big heart. Anybody that will adopt 7 kids that's not their own and take care of them, not have a wife, and still makes time to balance his life for them. You can't deny that type of energy, that type of realness. Okay, so we'll finish this clip, and then if you guys have anything in the comments, I'll put them on the screen so we can talk about it.
How did he be feeling?
Now, come on, man.
I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it.
Ah!
That's how Diddy be feeling.
Now, come on, man. So you're not supposed to look at anything that you don't want.
Not me personally, just because God has given me literally everything I ever even pump faked like I want. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is I don't have a type of woman. Every woman that I ever had as a type, I ended up getting her. Now she's not the type anymore. Now I understand that every woman is a one of one. Like you can't really have types. Mm-hmm.
You financed your first stand-up. You had it cost you $22,000. You had $25 to your name. Yep. Why did you decide to do that? You believe that much in Katt?
I believe that much in business. In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
Okay.
That's all. How can I be looking for you to put me on if I wouldn't? And if I can't show you what you missed out on, why would you believe me? Now, the fact that I was able to do it 12 times, that's the real thing. The part that I'm able to do it all across the country. The fact that every time I do a tour or a special, you think, well, that's sponsored by somebody. Somebody did a good job. No, just the guy they're kicking around. Just the one that might mentally not be all there. He's the one picking the outfits, writing this guy's material, booking the shows, making sure he gets there. He's the one hiring the other comedians. But hey, I knew that that's the end goal. So if that's the end goal and I'm there when I start, why would I deviate from that?
Right.
Remember, my goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole and never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might.
Okay, so this was it. The last thing that I want to discuss is when he said that he has been able to go on tour 12 times, to do it 12 times with his own money, and to pretty much Tyler Perry everything. Like he was his own person that had a vision and delegated, or, also made sure he was the person that had his hands in it, whichever one. Let me tell you something. First off, that is not easy, especially being on his level. But what was so important to him was putting on those other comedics, those comedians that he actually gave the opportunity to. And I'm going to say this. He discussed about Tyler Perry when he said how Tyler Perry put all these people on, and none of them, all of them can go to a mall and nobody would know them, versus he was putting people on, and there was a couple of like Real and Lunel and a couple of people that were able to get different shows and movies and different things. So he have seen a lot of the people that he put on be able to survive, thrive, and succeed off of him giving them an opportunity. Whereas with Tyler Perry, which is true, that's how you can tell if a person really has your back or not and really wants to put you on to a certain degree. Because a lot of the people that Tyler has put on has been typecast, or they have not been in positions and situations where they have been able to level up to a certain degree. And I'm not talking about the ones that already had a name. I'm talking about the ones that he pulled off the street. But that's another thing. Okay. Yes, bro. Katt is the truth. And don't forget, you got to be on 5G connection. I'm going to speak with you about that, because I would love for you to share your story, and you're an amazing person too. You actually been putting a lot of people on from Flint and California, everywhere. So yes, you are the truth, just like Katt. And I'll be reaching out to you so that we can get your story. People need to hear that. Okay, anybody got any questions out there? This has been an impromptu of This Is Insane. Check us out on YouTube. I will be sharing this on the YouTube page on my Facebook. But if you're watching from Facebook, thank you so much. We will be back in February. We've been off air for a minute, I know, but I could not let this go past, man, because I'm just looking like, where is all of the clips of some of the things that he's discussing that really need to be heard? That's one of the things that also shows you how there is always gatekeepers. There's always people pushing narratives. There's always people in position of power in the media or whatever, because the number one things that you see, the clips that you see, like I said, is all the clips of Tiffany Haddish and Ludacris and Steve Harvey, Cedric, all these clips just floating around, old clips, new clips, everybody trying to get this bread off of, off of Club Shay Shay, because he just now hit, like, I think 33 million within 4 days, not even 4 days. He's going to definitely take Joe Rogan's viewership place. And that's another man that deserves his props because of the fact that, they thought that he couldn't make it on his own. He created his podcast. He has given people a platform. And like I said, he's somebody that actually does his research on people. And with Katt, he gave Katt an opportunity to just vent and just say what he had to say without interruptions, without nothing, without any just kind of fake love. Like, everything was great. It was a great interview. And this definitely was one for 2024 that is going to break the charts. I loved it, every minute of it. Shout out to Tiffany. What's up, little mama? Long time no see. Yes, law of attraction is correct. The law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. He definitely has been somebody that has shown a certain spirituality in this business as to how he's walking. Just even not with him not even saying it, we can just see it, just because it's very hard in this business to have the integrity that he has, you know. Everything is true what he's saying. Don't be blindsided. Absolutely. Just like the Jonathan Majors situation. Now, Jonathan Majors was running from the woman. She was the aggressor. And look what happens. But we'll leave that alone. Thank you, Avon Barksdale, John O'Snow. That's right. Real talk. He paid his dues. And I do like the fact that he does a lot for the communities that he go out and support. Like when a promoter give him some money, he finds homeless shelters and different things like that to give back. And that he says that's his way of tithing. I feel like that's dope. Yeah, Katt, a real ninja. He Boosie 15,000 when he first got, he gave Boosie 15K when he first got home. Yeah, and they were talking about how he gave the Migos some money, but he denied that. Another thing that if you did not hear the first part of the show was when we discussed that he actually had a bunch of women go into different comedy clubs and he gave them money to support the comedians, that the stand-up comedians, whatever specific comedian night it was that, you know, might be up and coming or might not be so hot. They went in, they you know, like supported them and clapped and laughed at the jokes or whatever. And a lot of these young comedians or men was wondering who was the source behind that. So, you know, without him saying it, it was him, but he just didn't say it in so many words. He's very humble. He just does not want to ever say, oh, it was me. So he'll give you a story time about it without having to say that it was him. So those are things that I just wanted to share. And also to shout you guys out. Thank you so much. All right. I see Al. Thank you, Al, for showing love. Thank you, Cynthia. You all have been amazing to, you know, come on my live, my impromptu. I appreciate y'all missing This Is Insane. We will be back in February. We'll be back after the 5G connection, which is an all-male podcast that will be coming out. And I'm going to go ahead and show that clip so y'all can kind of take a look and see what's going on. All right, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned and just watch some of the clips before you guys get out of here. And I'm also going to show a video from Buck Hollins, his new song, Appropriation. Shout out to him. So stay in so you can see Flint Town's own. All right, love y'all. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Love y'all and mean it. Mwah. Talk to you soon. Holla.
Shit. Shit. Look clean to me.
Major deal without a major deal. 2. It's a lifestyle. Which
Shit. Look clean to me.
Major deal without a major deal. 2.
It's a lifestyle. What you rapping, what you talking about? We bout that action, fuck around and put the chalk around him. His whole hood on the scene, gotta walk around him. Pool party bust down, got the bitches drowning. Drip like a broke faucet, they like where he get it. Things got the lockjaw, they like how he hit it. Right side, left side, like I'm about to get it. Seen the op get killed, I'm like good riddance. Hit the block with a bop, blowing good piffin'. Smoke out the nose, nigga, while I count my chicken. Bad bitch shotgun and she steady bitchin'. The game changed and these new niggas steady glitching. From the kitchen to the room like I'm backstage. If I gotta bring it, put an extra 50 on it. Flying down Martin Luther, right by where they shoot you. Taking Molly Percocet, you ain't gon' see the future.
You really made it.
Yo, man, why these niggas act like they seen it all and done it all, man? These niggas ain't seen shit or done shit, man. These niggas groupies, man, straight up.
You dig? The recipe for not having shit is blue chicken. Hundreds on hundreds, my nigga, is you kidding? Dope before a twist of a wrist in any kitchen. Dope before I got any nigga to take a listen. Soap if it wasn't no dope, how many witness? Hope if it wasn't no fake.
You really made it.
Yo, man, why these niggas act like they seen it all and done it all, man? These niggas ain't seen shit or done shit, man. These niggas groupies, man, straight up.
You dig? The recipe for not having shit is blue chicken. Hundreds on hundreds, my nigga, is you kidding? Dope before a twist of a wrist in any kitchen. Dope before I got any nigga to take a listen. Soap if it wasn't no dope, how many witness? Hope if it wasn't no faith in your religion. Floating up the river, they cry when niggas missing. Smoking out the pee like it's clear, you niggas bitching. Coach now was balling like Mike, you niggas missed it. My dead homies are blown away, come take a visit. Dead wrong, knowing they pussy, you niggas bitches. Headstrong, blowing on ops, it clear your vision. Beef started in summer, settling it by Christmas. Streets still watching, the fans still listening. Tweets we don't care about, blocks we're aired out. Cops get indicted on murder, but you don't hear about. The meek shall inherit the earth, the turf bleed out. THC level high, snakes got a weed out. Same way you breathe in, same way you breathe out. Came in humble, bow graceful when I leave out. And I ain't got time. Niggas fall off, then they drop dimes. Cold-hearted, so cold like Mr. Freeze. Missed opportunities, niggas pray on their knees. Pocket full of faith real high, that's all you need. See how you keep it 100 and sucker free. Authentic real niggas till we leave. Wouldn't tell bitch niggas bless you if they sneeze. Shooters got paid and loosen braids on their sew-in. Cold world, you ain't got a jacket, you better go in. Cold game, they don't teach at schools or universities. Ain't got no hustle, little nigga, you better float in. Rappers going extinct, but the money, it make you think twice. He made 20 million, he trash, can't be right. Calculate the profit, they stopping when niggas be nice. And 3 times doper than crack under the street lights. A boatload of crack under investigation. 3rd strike, penitentiary, his final destination. Damn, bitches want niggas with money, it boosts their ego. I'm so sick of love songs, bitch, I think I'm Neo. It's the boss for it, no matter the cost for it. Allen Iverson crossover to sophomore. We winning on you haters, just know that we lost more. And we upgraded the shrimp grits from ramen noodles. Duck sauce on wontons and chicken woodles. A vest can't protect your neck or your noggin. Fuck bitch niggas and hoes who steady blogging. We got it out the mud, my nigga, we steady mobbing. And I ain't got time, niggas fall off, then they drop dimes. Cold-hearted, so cold like Mr. Freeze. Missed opportunities, niggas pray on their knees.